Hey guys, so today I actually wanted to walk you through a recent build that I took on. I've been looking for a good humbucker guitar for a little bit, and I happened upon this Gibson Les Paul body and neck that was just for sale, my local Craigslist for a pretty good price. It's a Gibson Les Paul Tribute. I believe it is a 2020 model, and I figured why not? Got it for a good deal. Can part it out, spec it out with components and electronics that I would put in whatever guitar I would get anyways. So might as well start from this point. And I wanted to kind of walk you guys through what I was going to be using. This isn't going to be like a build tutorial or anything. I'm not really going to do, probably only show a few parts of the build process just because there's really not much to do. I just have to kind of put all the parts on the guitar itself. But I wanted to kind of take you guys along with me and show you guys what I am going to be using, in case you're thinking about doing your own kind of build yourself or are curious on what would be good replacements for maybe your stock Gibson or whatever other humbucker guitar you've had. This is my first Les Paul I've ever owned as well. I've never been really a Gibson guy. If you've seen me play, I play Strats and Tellys or other Fender style guitars, so kind of cool, something kind of different, down a different path than I've really gone on. So yeah, I'm just gonna set this over here for now. The pickups I'm using are by Lambertones pickups. I don't know if you can really see a little embossment on there, but really awesome box design. They're the grinder humbuckers. Let me see if I can get it to focus. I did a really cool raw nickel cover, which kind of gives it a really cool kind of, rustic, I guess, kind of a look, instead of just being a normal shiny chrome. I think it'll match the kind of matte aesthetic that the guitar has really, really well. And these were graciously sent to me by Curtis over at Lambertones. He's a really good friend of mine. I've worked with him on a lot of stuff and have his pickups in nearly all of my guitars. In my personal opinion, I think he's making the best pickups out there. So I'll go ahead and peel the plastic off to kind of show you guys what the raw nickel cover looks like, because I think it's a really good aesthetic, a really cool choice, as opposed to your traditional shiny chrome or nickel. Let's see, get it to focus. So yeah, really, really cool option. Like I said, I love Lambertones pickups. I'm gonna link everything down below as well if you want to use I've got a discount code Dayton Music for 15% off. So if you guys are looking to get some pickups, definitely check out Lambertones. I'm gonna be featuring some more of their stuff on here as well, and some, like I said, I've got their stuff in all of my guitars, or well, most of my guitars. So we'll just get the pickups out, and then the other part that's kind of the main, other than just standard, is I went with a Emerson custom wiring kit. If you haven't already heard of Emerson Custom, they make amazing pre-wired kits, beings that I've never done. I built ton of parts caster Fenders, Telecaster Strats, and a couple offsets, but I've never done a Les Paul. So I figured it might be smart to just grab a harness to make things a little bit simpler, since this is an avenue I've never really walked down. And so I've used Emerson a ton in the past, and as you can see, just gorgeous, beautiful wiring, so you can just slap your pickups on there and you're pretty much good to go. Really, really love friction pots as well. I'll have their stuff linked down below as well. So yeah, and as far as the rest of the parts goes, it's all just kind of generic, either Gibson or kind of off-brand pick art. I didn't really want to go too crazy on trying to get an authentic pick art or anything like that. I just kind of got the rest of the stuff to get the job done. A regular set of like Rotomatic style tuners, and yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the parts go. Like I said, it's kind of something different than I've ever really done. I think it was a really cool find, kind of a basic stripped down Les Paul, but I really just kind of needed something to get the job done, to kind of fill that humbucker void in my current arsenal of guitars, which is mostly filled with different variations of Strats or Tellys. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, and I'll show you guys some of the build process, and then we'll be back here shortly with the completed guitar. Alright guys, so we're over at the desk now. Like I said, a lot of the other parts, I just found some basic, kind of simple parts. I wasn't trying to go for any, historic Gibson reissue, being that it's just going to be a kind of a workhorse guitar. And I figured I'd talk about, the strings I'm using, just a Dario 9.5s instead of regular 9s, which I usually run, because I'm kind of trying to keep in mind, the shorter scale might throw me off a little bit since I'm used to 25.5 from, a normal Fender scale. So I figured these should, hopefully kind of help compensate for that. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get started. Just going to start by throwing the pickups in the pickup rings. Well guys, here it is, all completed and finished. I've had it actually for a couple weeks now. I have to say I'm quite happy with the, I knew obviously the pickups and the components were good because I've used them in the past, but for being, I think this guitar, if you were to buy it from Gibson itself, around $1,300 maybe, was a pretty good build, fit, and finish. This is my first Gibson Les Paul ever. I was an Epiphone Les Paul when I was a little kid, so it's been fun kind of having this different type of guitar. As you know, I'm mainly a Fender, I play a Strat, Silver Sky, and this has been a really, really cool experience. So we'll get into some sound samples real quick so you guys can hear how great these pickups sound in a Les Paul. Well guys, that's the guitar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, it's been really, really fun putting this thing together and getting to know it over the last couple weeks. Again, huge shout out to Lambertones Pickups and Emerson Custom for kind of helping out with this project, making sure we can get a really, really good final product. Again, definitely check them out. Lambertones grinders, Emerson Custom, pre-wired Les Paul kit. Everything's going to be in the description down below. If you guys want to see more from this guitar, definitely subscribe to the channel because it's definitely going to be featured heavily in some videos upcoming. You can never go wrong with a good Les Paul, right? If you liked the video, it would mean a lot to me if you gave it a like. Again, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that would help me out a ton. Let me know any other kind of content you guys might want to see, and if you enjoyed this series, if you want to kind of see maybe next time I grab a telly body and want to make some weird, crazy, funky Telecaster, if you guys would want to see that as well. So yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.